Some of them are really ahead, which means they have already done a soft launch of their wallets. Some are still in the stage where they are opening up tenders, and some are still thinking about it, or they're not so clear about when is it happening. So that being said, there's one common element that is very obvious, which is that what these wallets are going to have inside them, and that's what defines that what use cases or what first impact it's going to create for the citizens or for consumers of this wallet. And there are three very basic digital credentials that have been very focused on across all different actors who are currently focused on building their own EUDI wallet. Like that includes at the moment Denmark with Alt ID, France with France Identité, and Germany with the German EUDI wallet. At least those I am very well aware of, and we work with them as well. So we are much connected with them about this. Now, in all of these that I'm speaking of, and since these are the major economies who are leading this development in a way because they are most ahead than others, then they're defining what are those first use cases. And as I mentioned, they're based on these first credentials. So there are three areas that I see as the credentials in the wallet are going to be the PID. The PID is a full form for personal identification data, which is a credential that has your personal information about your name, age, nationality, and some other information about you as an individual. And then there is age credential, which has nothing but a proof of that you are above 18 or above 21 or above 60. So creating without age, sharing your age without sharing your date of birth. So enabling that. And then the third one that has gotten more interest is the photo ID, which is a form of a digital travel credential, a DTC, which will eventually enable people to have a smoother experience when they travel cross-border, cross-border across Europe, I would say. So these three credentials define those first cases. So the first one with the PID, the personal identification data, what we see is that it could really enable faster onboarding, smoother user onboarding experience, KYC, and user identification for basically accessing new services or existing services. As Tavi mentioned, that these are still going to be optional, which means the citizens are going to be given option that they could use their current existing EID solutions that they originally used, or they have this option to use the EUDI-based credential, which is going to be in their wallet. So they have a choice. And adoption, maybe that's a question we could tap separately. But in terms of use cases, personal identification data will enable onboarding and KYC much more aggressively and simply, I would say, for many people, and not just within the locality or in the same demographics, but also cross-border. That's where it gets more fun, where a person in Estonia can actually, when they're in Finland, they don't need to worry too much about, okay, how do they verify themselves? If they forgot their, let's say, ID at home, they could just use the PID from the digital wallet to verify themselves. It should be acceptable because it is the equivalent of your physical ID.